Hi, I'm Dave. Today I'm going to be doing Beginner's Guide to Horseshoe Snapping. Today I'm going to be snapping a St. Croix Ultralight number 1. It's a good beginner horseshoe. The number 2 is also really good. It's a little bit longer, a little bit more leverage. If you're new to horseshoe opening and harding, there's a couple others I would recommend as a side note here. This is the King's Full Swedge and the King's DR. These are both very soft shoes. Very easy to open, very easy to heart. They're really good for learning. Tough to snap though, because although the metal is soft, it is quite tough. So it does take a while to snap, but I guess for that reason as well, it's good for working on form and for endurance. But again, today, ultralight number 1. If you look on the one side, there's a channel. So when I'm wrapping, the channel is away from me. The way that I wrap is specific to the way that I open them. So if you're going to wrap it this way, try and open it this way. So put the wrap inside the shoe. And then pull it over top. Now, horseshoes are definitely more forgiving than short steel with wrapping, because of the shape obviously. You're able to snug it up just right. Okay, so wrap the one side, just turn it, do the other side, same process. Inside, flop it over top. There we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, the way that I wrap that is specific to the way that I open it. I haven't seen anybody else open this way. I kind of came to it struggling with opening it the other way. This is the way that clicked for me. If you watch other tutorials out there and other bending videos, there's some really good ones out there. And guys will show you how they do it, which is either a mirror. I've seen him do it behind the leg. He squats down and does it, which is really badass. And otherwise, I've seen it done dominant hand on the outside, non-dominant on the in, driving down at the dominant, pulling across to the non-dominant. For whatever reason, what works for me, dominant on the inside, non-dominant on the outside. Now, this clicked really well for me because it's pulling, the further that my arm goes across, the more I'm able to create tension in my core to yank back across. As well, if you picture if you're going to do a side bend or something with a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you're going to have that on your side to do that bend. You're not going to have it further out and hold it out and do that. Now, of course, a horseshoe is not very wide, so it's not like you're way far out, but why wouldn't you want your hand in real tight? At least that's the way that works for me. So, again, across, and I'm pressing down. Okay? Now, I'm going to exaggerate this point here, but when I'm gripping it, I'm twisting in very, very aggressively, all right? So that before I even start using the rest of my body to open this shoe, I'm applying so much pressure that I can feel this already wanting to flex on me. So I'm going to open it up here. Okay, now I've got it open. When you're doing this yourself, go at it real hard. At least that's what I do, because obviously you don't want to give this time to cool. It's going to work harden. But for the example of this, I'm going to do it in stages to show you. But when it's your turn, just go after it, guys. Go real hard at it. So, to flatten it, I go up high in the hip crease. The lower down you go, the more you're going to be getting into the quads, the more you can hurt yourself, the more it's just going to suck. Why make yourself uncomfortable? It's already pretty painful. So, I get it up high. So I'll show you from the side. I post up a bit, get up real high, shrug my shoulders up, and then drive down. And I follow through, as you'll see, because you want to get as big of a bend as you can, as quick as you can, right? So we're a little bit past flat there. To get it a little bit further along, I like to move it over just slightly So it's actually the wrap that's sitting on my hip, and then this is out a little further and I drive down again. Just to get a little more of a bend in it. So the next step is going to be getting it close to a heart. You don't actually want to heart it. I just want to give a quick shout out to Bulldog Marty. He assists me a lot with the hearting. I was having a real struggle with it, and he gave me some advice, and it was very helpful. So thanks again for that, man. So next is the step of hearting it. I get it up high on the inside. I actually chalk the back of my hands. I don't put it on my legs. I find this is sufficient for me. Okay, perfect. So we flop this one side over really good. This is going to be our driving side. This has got a really aggressive bend in it, so with each press, we're going to be able to get that much more open. So now that we've got this, spinning around my hands, I grip up high and do the other side. There we are. So not quite hearted. We don't want it too tight that each time we go to flip it, we have to pull it apart before we can actually drive down. But this is right where we're going to want it. So I like to hold it, my pinky up, because as you'll see, this hand just kind of flip-flops, okay? So this hand doesn't come off of the shoe at any point. My driving hand is the one that readjusts with each stroke. There we go. We got her snapped. So give that style a try. I hope it works out for you. So it's a lot of fun. Enjoy yourself, guys.